Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. Mr. Lee brought reading books to his class. If each student takes 5 books, there will be 15 books left. If 5 students do not take a book and the rest of the students take 7 books each, there will be no books left. How many books were brought to the class? Okay, now let me assume X as the number of students in the class. Let me write the stuff over here. Number of students. Okay, now let me consider this particular piece of information. That is, if each student takes 5 books. Okay, if one student takes 5 books, then what is the total number of books taken by this X number of students? For that, we have to multiply the number of books taken by one student and the number of students. That is 5x. So this 5x represents the total number of books taken by X number of students. Okay, after so 5 books is taken by each student, there will be 15 books left. Let me write 15 over here. So this represents the number of books taken by the X number of students. Apart from that, we have 15 books. So now this expression represents the number of books, that is total number of books brought to the class, number of books. Okay, now once I get the value of the variable X, that is the number of students, I can plug in the value over here and get the value of this expression, which represents the number of books, because our aim is to find the number of books brought to the class. Okay, now let's consider the other piece of information. That is, if 5 students do not take a book, the rest of the students take 7 books each, there will be no books left. Okay, 5 students do not take a book. So we know that the total number of students is X. Okay, 5 students do not take a book. What is the rest of the students? That is, what is the remaining number of students? For that, we have to subtract 5 from the number of students. Then we get X negative 5. So this X negative 5 represents the rest of students. Okay, in this X negative 5 number of students, each student takes 7 books. So then what is the total number of books taken by this X negative 5 number of students? For that, we have to multiply the number of books taken by each student, that is 7, by the number of students X negative 5, that is 7 times X negative 5. Okay, after 7 books taken by each students in this X negative 5 number of students, no books left. So here we have to add 0, like what we have done over here. Here we have 15 added because 15 books were left, but here no book is left. We have to add 0, but we don't have to add 0 because even if I add 0, it's not a valid one. Okay, again, this one also represents the number of books. Let me write the stuff over here. Okay, here both the expressions 5x positive 15 and 7 times X negative 5 represent the same stuff, that is number of books. Since both these expressions represent the same stuff, we can equate them. That is 5x positive 15 equals to 7 times X negative 5. Okay, here 5x positive 15. Now we can distribute this 7 to this X and negative 5. When I do so, I'm getting 7x negative 35. Okay, now let me add 35 to both sides, and also let me subtract 5x from both sides to solve for x. Okay, let me do it. When I do so, this negative 35, positive 35 will cancel out. Positive 5x, negative 5x will cancel out. When I combine positive 15 and positive 35, I'm getting positive 50. Here, when I combine 7x, negative 5x, I'm getting 2x. Okay, let me divide both sides of this equation by 2. This 2 will cancel out. When I divide 50 by 2, I'm getting 25. On the right side, we have x. Okay, here I got the value of x, that is 25. That is, there are 25 students in the class, but our aim is to find the number of books brought to the class. For that, we have to plug in this 25 for x, either into this expression or into this expression, because both the expressions represent number of books. Okay, for my convenience, I'll plug in 25 for x over here in this expression. In both the expressions, we'll be getting the same result. Okay, in this expression, if I plug in x equals 25, I'm getting 7 times 25 negative 5. Then we get 7 times 25 negative 5 is 20. 7 times 20 is 140. Okay, I got 140 as a result when I plug in x equals 25. So this 140 represents the number of books brought to the class. We find this 140 in answer choice A. The correct answer choice for this question is A.